Hello everyone, I'm Amanda Salinas and thank you for watching this CrimeWatch YouTube exclusive where we're taking a look at recent crime stories around Austin and Texas. A sentence has been handed down to a woman who pleaded guilty in the murder of her close friend and then kidnapping her baby girl. A judge gave Megan Fieramusca 55 years in prison. Fox 7 Austin's Shannon Ryan has the story.
Inside a Travis County courtroom Thursday,
And knowing that you're giving up those rights, do you still want to plead guilty today?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Megan Fieramusca pleaded guilty to murdering her best friend, Heidi Broussard, in 2019. Authorities say she also kidnapped her infant daughter, Margot. The two appeared to be pregnant at the same time, though it's unclear if Fieramusca ever was. After Broussard's murder, she took Margot back to her ex-boyfriend's home near Houston and tried to pass her off as her own daughter.
I think it is difficult, if not impossible, to find justice in any sort of resolution to this horrendous crime. Ms. Fieramusca, the fact is that by your actions, you have deprived an innocent child, an innocent baby, of the opportunity of growing up with her mother next to her. You have destroyed an entire family. And no matter what the sentence, no matter how long, no matter how harsh, nothing can change that. Nothing can make this family whole again.
Fieramusca pleaded guilty to first-degree murder, part of a deal taking capital murder off the table.
Ms. Fieramusca, having found you guilty, I hereby sentence you to 55 years in the Texas Department of Corrections, giving you credit for the time that you have been in custody up to now, which appears to be 1,141 days. At this time, you are remanded to the care and custody of the Travis County Sheriffs to be transported to the Texas Department of Corrections for completion of her sentence. You may be seated, ma'am.
Shannon Ryan, Fox 7 Austin News.
Authorities are investigating a shooting in which detectives say a teenager killed his friend at a North Austin gas station while on drugs. The shooting happened February 5th along I-35 near Runberg Lane. Austin police found 20-year-old Joshua Dieno and 19-year-old Isaac Sandoval with gunshot wounds. Dieno died at the scene and Sandoval died hours later at a hospital. APD says Sandoval was under the influence of drugs when he shot Dieno. After the shooting, Dieno took his own life. We want to remind you, if you or someone you know is in distress, there is always help available. Just call or text the number on your screen, 988. That's the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Help is available 24/7. It's a crime where thieves stake out their targets at locations like banks or stores, and it's on the rise in Central Texas. Fox 7 Austin's Shannon Ryan has more on Jugging.
It was a nightmare for me.
Like a bad dream playing on an endless loop.
Almost like a PTSD. Every day, even now, it's my heartbeat. Like, Lord, please, not my car.
Jennifer LaRose's car was broken into in the parking lot of the Barton Creek Mall on the afternoon of December 9th.
So I stayed like 10 minutes inside the mall, and I parked almost in front of the door.
She was on her way to meet with her daughter before a trip to Asia and planned to leave her valuables with her. The thieves took them all. 5 credit cards, thousands of dollars worth of camera equipment, her passport, social security card, laptop, and $1,700 cash.
I called the police, 311. They said file it, but I was like, file a report. And I said, I need somebody to help me because I can't breathe.
Within minutes, she was getting alerts. Her cards were already being used.
They tried 4 cards. Tried $1,500, $1,500, $1,500, and $3,500.
But her real concern was her passport.
You know, like the feeling of your stomach is like turning upside down. That's what I felt.
She had to drive 9 hours to El Paso for a new passport and was forced to reschedule her flight, which cost $2,500 and caused her to miss a family friend's wedding she sponsored.
I had my gown there. I bought a gown. It was customized.
She thinks she was followed from this bank near her office in Westlake, where she withdrew the cash to the mall. If that's the case, it would make her one of at least 140 victims of jugging in Austin last year.
It's basically just a form of armed robbery or robbery by intimidation. Someone knows that you just recently made a withdrawal from an ATM or a bank. They know you have the cash and they follow you to an area where you'll be vulnerable.
The crime more than tripled from 2021 to 2022. Retired Austin Police Association President Wayne Vincent says you should always drop off your money as soon as possible.
When you arrive at a location to make a withdrawal, check the parking lot. Does anybody look suspicious? Is anybody just sitting there? If you feel uncomfortable, don't be afraid to abort going to get that withdrawal at that time and maybe come back later. And lastly, if all else fails and you are confronted, unless you're 100% sure and confident, I mean 100%, that you can overcome, just cooperate. Don't risk death for cash.
Shannon Ryan, Fox 7 Crime Watch.
The Travis County Sheriff's Office is investigating a deadly shooting that happened during the ice storm. Deputies were called to gunfire on Wells Branch Parkway near Mopac on the morning of February 2nd. They found a man in his 20s who'd been shot several times. He died outside an apartment unit. Detectives have not announced any arrest or suspect information. If you know anything about this case, call the Sheriff's Office. Burglars took advantage of power outages during the ice storm in East Austin. Fox 7's Jessica Rivera spoke with the owner of Viga Nom Park, whose business got burglarized.
Small businesses in Austin were hit pretty hard during the winter storm's power outages, including Vegan Nom Food Park. Chris Rio shared on the business Instagram page saying they were burglarized this week.
Pretty sad. We were just kind of disappointed. I mean, we were really disappointed in what happened because we're coming in and, we always, as a small business owner and as a team, we have hope to rebound from the storm. And, and it set us back.
Rio says during the power outages, someone came into the food park, broke the fence, and stole from several vendors.
I think there was like $200 or $300 in cash that was stolen. There's an iPad, an iPhone, and some damage to the doors. And we had to pay somebody to come in and do some repairs.
Rio says after multiple burglaries, he decided to put security cameras on property, hoping it will stop.
During the storm, it was ineffective because our Wi-Fi was down. So we were having to we were vulnerable for that split moment. Felt just very shocked, like who would do this during the storm when power's down and we're closed? And we're trying to get back up on our feet.
Even though this is a loss for the food park, Rios is trying to stay optimistic for his team.
The positive thing about this is that it brought us together as a team. It really put us in a situation where make us think about when our guard is down, should we double check things?
In East Austin, Jessica Rivera, Fox 7 Austin News.
Gerald ISD says a second student has died from a shooting at a hookah lounge. It happened Saturday night in Northwest Austin. Gerald High student and football player Braden Bolliard was killed at the Moon Palace Hookah Lounge. We're learning a second victim of the 5 people who were shot died. Austin police are investigating. APD has identified a person of interest and say they had a prior history with one of the victims. The deadline for property tax payments has come and gone, but we still have those federal tax returns due in April. And Travis County officials are warning residents about tax scams and crimes targeting those looking to pay up. Fox 7 Austin's Shannon Ryan has details.
That's certainly unsettling.
That's how Travis County Tax Assessor Collector Bruce Elfont describes a string of property tax thefts.
It's being stolen out of the mail and washed in cashed in different people's names.
The Travis County Sheriff's Office is investigating 9 cases of property tax payments being stolen from the mail, totaling $117,000.
But we certainly urge people to always be careful
In a statement, the United States Postal Inspection Service said they arrest thousands of mail and package thieves each year. They say there are a number of steps that you can take to protect yourself from mail theft, but perhaps the most relevant for this scam is depositing mail close to pickup time. The deadline to pay your property tax online has passed, and while paying in person is preferred to paying by mail in terms of safety, Alphonse's tax office customers should be wary of the recent rise in jugging, a crime where thieves follow their victims from banks and ATMs.
We haven't seen anything specific to property taxes, but we certainly urge people to always be careful.
Shannon Ryan, Fox 7 Crime Watch.
And finally to Houston, where authorities say there's a new crime trend. Thieves smashing car windows at apartments by the dozens looking to steal. Fox's Matthew Seedorf has more on what police think the burglars are looking for.
The latest aggravating crime trend in Houston. Thieves smashing car windows at apartments by the dozen.
In the last week, we had about 4 that I know of for sure that we had over 20 vehicles and each one broken into.
You can see this car has a busted window, and then down this line, this car was hit too, and then there's 2 more, all just in this one parking lot.
The security guard was out here doing rounds, but I guess it wasn't enough.
Miguel Villa's black Mercedes, one of at least 20 cars targeted inside this gated apartment parking lot Tuesday near NRG Stadium. Even outside the complex, sinister burglars breaking into a hearse. They didn't take anything.
No, they just rifled through it, to find something of value, but I guess they didn't find anything of value, so they just let it be.
These guys are looking for one thing, and that's guns. We've had reports of laptops being left behind, iPads being left behind, wallets, even cash in the center console, being left.
More than 4,100 guns stolen from inside vehicles in Houston just last year, up from 3,700 the year before. Is there anything Houston police can do to help prevent this from happening?
Our DRT teams, our TAC teams that are in the, especially for the downtown area, those guys are all on high alert right now and actually looking, more in the nighttime, for these guys coming and going. But it's tough.
Police now urging people to never leave guns inside cars, hide valuables out of sight, and upgrade alarms to alert you remotely if someone breaks in.
We're not going to just cross our fingers and hope it doesn't happen. We have to do something proactive, and that's harden our targets.
Thank you for watching this Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch. Our exclusive Crime Watch stories run each Monday on Fox 7 Austin News at 9. Again, to learn more about the stories featured today, look for the links below this video. You can also find more stories on our website, fox7austin.com, or subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel.